And hello, one and all, and welcome to my live review for tonight's edition of SmackDown. We're going to take a look at everything that took place on the September 6th, 2016 edition of SmackDown Live, the final edition of SD Live before Backlash, which airs this upcoming Sunday, September 11th, live on the WWE Network. So as we all know, Backlash, like I said, is coming this Sunday. And I'm going to give you my full thoughts and opinions on everything that took place on SmackDown tonight. Overall, I thought this was a solid show. It was definitely, I have to say, better than Raw this week by far. It's just, I cannot continue to reiterate how much easier it is to sit through a 2-hour show versus a 3-hour show. It's just, once Raw hit that third hour, as I mentioned in my review, it really went off a proverbial cliff. And it was very hard to recover from. But with SmackDown, I felt like there was very little filler. I mean, there was. We'll get into that. But besides that, there was a number of things that I enjoyed on this episode. So without further ado, let's break it down segment by segment and match by match. So we start things off with Daniel Bryan. He's in the ring, and he wants to talk about the six-pack challenge. This upcoming Sunday, it's going to be Alexa Bliss, Carmella, Nikki Bella, Naomi, Natalia, and Becky. And they're going to have a six-pack challenge to crown the inaugural women's championship for the SmackDown brand. Becky comes out and she pretty much talks about the struggles that she's been facing while on WrestleMania, and how she was the first female draft choice for SmackDown, and how winning on Sunday will be the greatest night of her life. Eventually, Natty comes out, Carmella comes out, all the women come out, and there's eventually a brawl that breaks down, and eventually they split into their two sides. It was Nikki, Becky, and Naomi in the ring, and Natalia, Carmella, and Alexa were left lying on the outside. So not too bad of an opening segment, and it was announced later on in the show that there would be a 6 women's tag team match. And involve, obviously, all 6 women in the six-pack challenge. So I like the fact that they gave the women mic time. They opened the show, and they also had a match on this show. So I think overall the SmackDown women's division is being spotlighted and focused in a better manner compared to the Raw women's division. So kudos to SmackDown for doing that. So liked what we had here. We then move on to our first match of the evening. It was The Miz going out to face Apollo Crews, a SummerSlam rematch. Overall, I enjoyed this match. I actually thought it was a better match than the one that they had at SummerSlam. I thought Apollo Crews looked good in this match, the way he was able to use his incredible athletic ability, flying around the ring, doing dives and flips and whatnot. For a guy his size, he can really move well in that ring. And I hope he gets a character that I can truly invest in. He certainly is a great wrestler, but right now I feel he is lacking in the character department. He took the loss here. Ziggler was at commentary. He's talking about his upcoming match this Sunday at Backlash versus The Miz, and eventually Crews and Miz would get to the outside of the ring, and the Miz would push Crews into Ziggler, and he would eventually capitalize by throwing Crews into the steel steps. Miz hits the skull-crushing finale, and 1, 2, 3 as your victor. And after the match, he scurries out of the ring, accidentally leaves his belt in the ring, and we're all thinking, well, he's going to have to get back into the ring to go get the belt. Ziggler eggs him on. But however, Maurice goes in the ring and gets the belt. So playing up the continued theme of Miz being a coward. So not too bad a build here for the upcoming IC title match. I don't see Ziggler walking out with the title, but I'll save that for my predictions video later on this week for Backlash. But a nice match between Apollo Crews and The Miz. Definitely better than their SummerSlam match. Throughout the night, we had these backstage interview. There was an interview with Renee Young and AJ Styles. He called out this camera technician guy for playing the footage of him getting his the nut shot on the ropes last week when Ambrose caused that to happen. So every time that this was replayed, it would just infuriate AJ. And we had a furious AJ Styles on the show. I thought AJ was good tonight. He was determined to confront Ambrose later on in the show when they went face to face. And so, yeah, we have that to look forward to, the face-to-face confrontation between Ambrose and Styles. We had a Bray Wyatt promo. I like Bray. You know, I'm a huge fan of Bray Wyatt, but I really feel, I don't know, his promos, they can sometimes be a little bit repetitive, and that's what I felt with this one. I really wasn't a fan tonight of what they did with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. No interaction like they teased in the preview for SmackDown. I mean, they both just gave, what's the word I'm looking for, opposing promos. Bray gave his promo, Orton gave his promo. I wanted to see these two have a physical confrontation, a pull-apart brawl, something, some type of, I don't know, any physicality, but instead we didn't get that. So like I said, tonight I wasn't really a fan of the build for Bray Wyatt versus Orton. I'm still looking forward to the match at Backlash, but yeah, the build has been a little bit lackluster, I feel, in that category. So we heard from Bray, and then afterwards we had what was our second match of the evening. It was the 6-women's tag team match. It was Nikki Bella, Naomi, and Becky Lynch teaming up to take on Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and Carmella. Like I said, they gave these women at least 10 minutes, if not a little bit more, and I thought all the women were able to shine in the match. Becky really took a tremendous amount of punishment in that match, but I feel that Becky really thrives in that role. Towards the end of the match, she was eventually able to get the tag to Nikki. Nikki goes in there and takes out Natalya. Naomi hits dropkick to Natty, and they go to the outside. And Becky hits the spear to Alexa Bliss. They go tumbling out. And what I was surprised was that Carmella made Nikki Bella tap out after she locked in the code of silence. I mean, you know, I'm a big fan of that submission finisher by Carmella. So was surprised to see Nikki tapped out. I thought for sure she would be the one to pick up the pinfall victory. But good for Carmella. It helps build some credibility behind her because it is much needed. She is still fairly new on the main roster. So heading into the women's six-pack challenge, I feel like it's smart. You know, Natalya, she's a veteran. Nikki Bella, veteran. Becky's fairly established, but Alexa Bliss and Carmella, they're the ones that need as many wins as they can get under their belt. And I'm happy to see, like I said, Carmella be the one to walk out the victor of this match. So very much looking forward to seeing who walks out the new SmackDown Live Women's Champion this Sunday. This was probably my favorite thing on the show. It was supposed to be the American Alpha. I mean, the match did take place. Don't get me wrong. American Alpha versus the Usos. This was the semifinals match in the SmackDown Tag Team Championships tournament. I'm thinking, okay, Usos and Alpha. It's going to be a really good match. But what happened next, I didn't see coming. The Usos bum rush Alpha. The match starts. And Alpha are able to, within 30 seconds, hit the grand amplitude just like that, beat the Usos. And after the match, the Usos snap, they turn, they begin to beat the hell out of Jordan and Gable. They attack Gable's leg. They hit a sick-looking Usos splash to the back of Gable's knee. Afterwards, they're backstage with Renee Young. Finally, we're getting the Usos heel turn. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Solve one problem. You turn the Usos heel. And solve another problem by turning Roman Reigns heel. But hey, we can all, you know, dream. But we'll see what happens. But really happy for the Usos turning heel. I felt like I'm a fan of the Usos. I do like them, but I felt like for a while now they've needed a heel turn. This is exactly what they needed. They cut a nice little promo afterwards, saying how they were tired of being, you know, mistreated by the fans, how the fans pretty much turned their attention toward the new upstart group in American Alpha, and how the Usos were just upset because they would throw their bodies on the line every night and felt like they weren't getting any respect at all. So you know what? Hell with you fans. We're going to kick the shit out of American Alpha, whether you like it or not. And I, for one, am certainly looking forward to an American Alpha versus Usos feud. We're getting some developments happening on Talking Smack. Apparently, Jordan and Gable are – I heard they might be taken out of the finals for the SmackDown Live tournament. We'll have to see. Like I said, let me know maybe in the comments section down below what's going on there. I'll try and figure out what's going on for Backlash. But As of now, American Alpha did advance into the finals, but they might possibly be removed due to Chad Gable's leg injury, and I believe the Usos might be taking their place. So hope I got that right. I'll have to double check, hopefully by the end of the review. We then had the low point of this show. It was Fandango. He was dancing with a woman in the ring. I'm like, what the fuck? Excuse me, but it's like, did I just turn on Raw? I mean, is this the part 2 of the crappy old day segment from yesterday? And it was just like, this is garbage. Kane comes out. He choke slams Fandango. Pointless, don't care. So at least that was the only real filler on this show that we had to suffer through. So, yeah, that was what it was. Whatever, we're going to move on from that. Like I said, we had our second match in the SmackDown Live Tag Team Tournament. Hype Bros versus Rhino and Heath Slater. Nice, solid, fun little match here. Rhino and Slater were able to decisively pick up the win after they hit the Rhino hit the gore on Zack Ryder to pick up the victory and successfully advance. And like I said, it seems like it will be the Usos taking the place of the injured American Alpha at the finals at Backlash. So we'll have to see how that goes down. And I'll, like I said, I'll save my predictions for my Backlash preview and predictions video. And then finally, we close things out. Like I said, it's really a breeze just to watch this show. I mean, it's segment by segment. 2 hours. 2 hours is truly the way to go. Ambrose and Styles in the ring, confrontation. Nice confrontation here, nice back and forth with Ambrose. He presented a bowling trophy that he won just for participation in AJ Styles, and he said, that's the only trophy you're going to be getting this Sunday at Backlash. You ain't touching my WWE Championship. And Styles says, you think you treat me like a joke? He says, I beat John Cena, and you ain't no John Cena. And then Ambrose just goes off on Styles. He says, it's Battlefield when in the ring. The only time that they were in the ring on Raw on June 27th, he beat AJ Styles. So he has one up to AJ Styles, and he has beaten AJ. So I like that they made that point. And Ambrose said he's looking towards the future, and he's going to walk in and walk out as the WWE champion. And they do not give out trophies for the face that comes in second place. So a nice closing line there. Styles goes low and hits Ambrose in D's nuts. So we close out SmackDown 2 weeks in a row with pain to the lower groin. So nut shots to close out SmackDown. Like I said, solid addition. I didn't really care for the Fandango crap with Kane and the stuff with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. But overall, if I had to give a grade for tonight's edition of SmackDown, I would give it a B. A solid B. So, yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments section below what you all thought of SmackDown. What did you like? What didn't you like this week? Did you think it was better than Raw? Because I certainly thought it was. And, yeah. So that is my review for SmackDown Live for September 6, 2016. I will see you guys later on in my next video. Please remember to click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. Thank you all for tuning into this live review. And, yeah, that is it. So I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, guys, take care.